I will be in a brief moment, as soon as March gets here. I'll be going to the Japanese Communist Party's headquarters. The Japanese Communist Party is one of the biggest, at least in I mean, obviously India has like a lot larger active communist parties, but the Japanese Communist Party is one of the biggest active communist parties on the planet, and we have unprecedented access to these guys. This is their not exactly super. They're somewhat understandably secretive in their in the way that they operate, but I have an incredible opportunity to interview some of the party members and go to their headquarters and get a better understanding of like what they're about really. Their abbreviation is JCP. They were founded on the 15th of July 1922, 102 years ago. We are going to be heading to their headquarters in Shibuya. They have a youth wing called the Democratic Youth League of Japan, and their membership as of January 2024 is around 250,000. I've heard numbers as high as 500,000 though, so I'm actually kind of confused why it says it's 250,000, and their membership numbers are obviously declining. Their political position, according to Wikipedia, is left-wing to far left, but they've gone through multiple different formations throughout time. They've had a more revolutionary wing, and they've had a more revisionist wing, and obviously the current party formation in and of itself, revisionist. What? Why the are you going to a Japanese Communist Party meeting? How would that make any sense? Wait, what? I'm a political commentator who is leftist, and I like it. Make me worried for you, dog. Old Mad Frank. What? I'm a leftist political content creator, and I'm fascinated with the world of Japanese politics, and would love the opportunity to interview people that are directly a part of this movement. What do you mean you are worried about me, dog? And yes, I will have someone with me who is actually a researcher, researching and writing a dissertation on the Japanese Communist Party. As a matter of fact, he's how we were able to get this level of access. The JCP, founded in 1922 in consultation with the Comintern, was deemed illegal in 1925 and repressed for the next 30 years, engaging in underground activity. After World War II, the party was legalized in 1945 by the Allied occupation authorities, but its unexpected success in 1949 general election led to the Red Purge, in which tens of thousands of actual and suspected communists were fired from their jobs in government, education, and industry. The Soviet Union encouraged the JCP to respond with a violent revolution, and the resulting internal debate fractured the party into several factions. The dominant faction, backed by the Soviets, waged an unsuccessful guerrilla campaign in the rural areas. We've covered this before, which undercut the party's public support. So, as is historically the case with many communist socialist formations all around the world, not only is there a tremendous political repression, oftentimes backed by fascist adjacent or directly fascist governments, and also a decent amount of sectarian infighting due to methods that the same class of workers in different circumstances choose to use. I believe that the JCP's internal struggles were directly born out of the division between the fissures created along the lines of a more peasant-style class of workers that were interested in more revolutionary tactics. And remember, this is post-World War II in Japan. We're not talking about like a normal circumstance. We're talking about post-World War II period in Japan, where there's still plenty of remnants of the previous fascist governance of the Japanese Empire at that point, and the Allies have designed the country. Well, not the Allies, specifically the American government has designed the country in its own vision, and it is functionally an occupied nation, which is part of the reason why there was more room for immediate action of this sort. As far as I understand, the internal divisions also were born out of the fractions that even exist in more modern iterations in the Western world, fractions like the intellectual youth supporters of the party in city areas that were revisionist and did not want to engage in any sort of guerrilla campaign. In 1958, Kenji Miyamoto became the JCP's leader and moderated the party's policies, abandoning the previous line of violent revolution. Miyamoto also began distancing the JCP from the Eastern Bloc in the 1960s, and the party maintained a neutral stance during the Sino-Soviet split and declared its support for multi-party democracy in opposition to the one-party politics of China and the Soviet Union. and purge the pro-Soviet or Chinese members. His efforts to regain electoral support were particularly successful in urban areas such as Osaka, Kyoto, and Tokyo, and the JCP worked with the Japan Socialist Party in the 1970s to elect a number of progressive mayors and governors. By 1979, the JCP held about 10% of the seats in the National Diet. The party saw a brief electoral resurgence after the collapse of the JSP, the Japanese Socialist Party, in 1996. However, the party has generally been in decline since in terms of electoral results and party membership. The party at present advocates for the establishment of a democratic society based on pacifism. It believes that its objective can be achieved by working within an electoral framework while carrying out extra parliamentary struggle against imperialism and its subordinate ally, monopoly capital. As such, the JCP does not advocate violent revolution, but a rather democratic revolution to achieve democratic change in the politics and the economy. It accepts the current constitutional position of the emperor, but opposes the involvement of the imperial house in politics. It's staunchly anti-militarist, and JCP firmly supports Article 9 of the Japanese Constitution and seeks to dissolve the Japan Self-Defense Forces. These are some of the questions that I'm going to be asking them, especially as it pertains to the American ongoing occupation in Japan, the military bases, and the number of different issues that the American military bases and American service members cause on Japanese soil, and also the recent militarism of the Japanese self-defense forces, the recent increase in spending on defense by Japan, led by the United States of America, in an effort to also maintain this defensive posture against the rising tide of Chinese-style socialism. These are some of the questions I want them to address if possible. But yes, they understandably oppose Japan's military alliance with the United States as an unequal relationship and infringement of Japan's national sovereignty, which is correct. They have been outlawed. They have been persecuted, prosecuted throughout its history. And to this day, from what I understand, there is still an air of mass surveillance surrounding all matter of leftist political activity, but specifically even the Japanese Communist Party, despite them being revisionist and pacifist openly. Wait, what is the JCP stance on Japanese imperialism and nationalism? I've also, they are anti-nationalist and anti-imperialist, but while they don't have an issue with the symbolic existence of the emperor, they do not believe the emperor should have any say whatsoever in the efforts in the affairs of the government. Almondorian is correct. This is actually this is also one of the things that I want to understand. Japan is a dystopian capitalist country that is ripe for socialist ideas. Well, I'm not going to say yet these revisionists blew it, but I want to ask them about that. That Japan is an incredibly Japan is an incredibly hyper-capitalist, dare I say, dystopia. And yet it works. And this is fascinating to someone like myself, because while the contradictions are glaring, it seems like hundreds of years of Japanese culture has been able to maintain the capitalist structure that currently exists in Japan, regardless of all of the many different issues and many different failures that exist within hyper-capitalist societies. And I want to understand how things work in modern Japan and what JCP's intentions are, like what kind of political mobilization they engage in, and is there any way of moving, or is there any way through electoralism to move Japan in this direction? What are some of the issues facing modern Japan from the perspective of the Japanese Communist Party and what they're doing to address some of these issues? So these are some of the things I'm very curious about. So treat this as like maybe a deeper dive and a better understanding of modern Japanese politics. Can you ask about their thoughts on immigrants in Japan? I'm an immigrant, by the way. Yes, and I will field some of your questions as well, as long as they're good ones and not silly ones, okay? So fear not. That's something that we will also talk about as well. All right, so chat, we are on our way to the Japanese Communist Party right now, to the Japanese Communist Party headquarters. We are linking up with a couple friends beforehand. I believe one of them, at least, if not two of them. Both are researchers, academics living in Japan. One of them actually is writing a dissertation on the Japanese Communist Party. And we've had this wonderful, unprecedented level of access, considering the Japanese Communist Party and most political parties in Japan's attitude overall, or I guess like specifically with the Japanese Communist Party, given its history of repression, political repression from the government. It's a somewhat secretive institution overall, but as someone who is obviously fascinated with politics in general, I am particularly interested in understanding modern Japanese politics from the perspective of the Communist Party. That is a very active party still in terms of like global communist parties outside of places like India or China or the global south. Japan obviously is a country whose constitution was written by the United States of America, and therefore it is very interesting to see how political mobilization works and political action works in a country like this one. For obvious reasons, I want to understand it considering my background as an American. And even my background as a Turkish person as well. There's probably a better fitting analog there when you compare Turkey and communist development, communist political actions in a country like Turkey.
We're on platform 1.
Okay. I think for all the political heads, I think that this is exactly in the wheelhouse. The merger between, you know, real life events, IRL streaming, and also politics in general.
This jacket, albeit very cool, definitely is not warm enough, I will say.
No.
I thought that I could be able to, I thought I would be fine as long as I had the undergarments. But drip check overall. Day 11 of the Burger Reich. We're out here in occupied Japanese territory, still currently occupied by the American Empire and the imperialist forces in a nation whose constitution was written in the aftermath of World War II by that said imperial nation. And we're gonna try and get March deported today.
What the
Yeah. That's right. The goal of this exercise, today was actually not to go and interview the JCP. It was actually to make sure that March can never set foot on Japanese soil ever again.
But that means you can't either.
I have my ways. I'll figure it out.
Wait. I am not showing my face on camera for any of this. I'm not speaking shit. I'm gonna be the quietest you've ever heard me be.
It doesn't matter because everyone knows your participation.
Nope.
You're filming. Everyone
Could be
knows.
anybody. It's Finn. My name is Finn. I work for OTK.
March, identity theft is a crime. Wow, it's slammed. Train is packed.
All right, I'm
I
going.
love the barriers so people don't fall. It's also gonna make suicide by it. Yeah. Wow, everyone is emptying out here. How many stops?
3.
Okay. And then we get on another train, right?
Yes.
Got it. How are you feeling today? What'd you guys do last night?
How am I feeling? Oh, I am violently hungover.
Nice.
I was out until like 4 in the morning.
次は
Raving.
六本木
It
で
was
す。
awesome.
都営大江戸線はお乗り
Feeling
換え
good
です。
though. Feeling good though.
The next
That's
stop
good.
is
Drink a lot of water.
六本木 H4.
Drink a lot of Pocari
Please
Sweat. Oh, it's
change
one stop.
for the Toei Oedo
Oh, it's
line.
one stop.
And then we get on another one for 3 stops. Are they going to be playing that? Are you going to bring that up?
I will, of course. For those of you who don't know, I'm currently singing the Japanese Communist Party's anime anthem. It's very cool. I'll be playing it when we're there.
He's going to embarrass us, man. My name's Finn.
One in the chat said, "Can someone please explain what Zin Malik is about?" I tried Googling it. It's the joke, chatter. They're calling me Zin Malik because of my beautiful eyebrows. Denim's raid? Damn, okay.
She got motion like that. Hi, Dennis.
Thank you for the raid, Denims. I heard you were very busy today. Lots of content.
まもなく六本木です。足元にご注意ください。出口は左側です。Arriving at 六本木 H4.
This is it? For the newcomer chatters, I don't want to freak you out, but today we are going to the Japanese Communist Party. I know that if you watched a particular YouTube video from someone with no political understanding whatsoever, it might have been used as a punchline that I might have sympathies. It might have been used as a... Where do we go?
I want to go to on the Oedo line, the red one.
Okay. It might have been used as a punchline, as a scary thing, which, you know, this scary thing that I readily talk about openly, but
Oedo line platform 2.
we are going to be doing something scary today. We're going to be talking to some real life communists. So I just wanted to issue a trigger warning prior, if that's something that might be a little too scary for you. Just letting you know.
Ooh, snackies?
What?
Buy me a coffee. Just kidding.
I need a coffee too, but we'll rip it. Maybe we'll get it there.
Do they have
They have a
JCP
cafeteria.
coffee?
They have a cafeteria, I believe.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, don't push other people's luggage.
I love pushing other people's luggage. Japan's so cool, dog. They thought of everything. Even this. Japanese Zin doesn't taste as good. I'll be asking them about this as well. Why no American Zin? What's that about?
Where are we going? This way, chat.
The Toy Eido?
Waifu. Oh, he missed it. Yeah.
Toy Oedo line?
Yeah, platform 2.
Okay. Platform 2.
You gotta say it like that.
Platform. Wait, what? Why am I? That's the right way to say it. Oh, it's so nice and warm. I went to a Michelin star restaurant inside of our hotel last night.
Oh, the Jade Room?
Yeah.
I've been meaning to go there.
The food was fantastic. I did, however, fall asleep at the meal.
At the meal.
Yes, and the manager came over and said,
How
"Would you like for us to hurry it up for you?"
How did you manage that?
Because I was that tired, March. Because that's...
What time was this at? Be honest. Be so for real right now.
10.
That means 9. It was 9, Chad.
No, it wasn't. Well, I started the dinner at 9, but I fell asleep at 10.
Meanwhile, cut to me at 3 a.m. Music bumping.
Okay, to be fair, I do wake
Lasers.
up at 4 a.m. every morning.
Drinks were flowing.
I wake up at 4 a.m. when you go
I
to
had
sleep.
the best time. It was so sick. I wasn't even with anybody. I was with a couple friends, but no one that we came with. I just unplugged in Japan like that. I just got homies.
Did you see Rhyme?
Yeah, we went to go see Rhyme, and then I went to somewhere else after. Platform 2. I can't read chat, but I know everybody is pogging at my very sick lifestyle.
No, they are. They definitely are. They think you're the coolest. I think
and
you're
they're
the
right.
coolest. Shibuya line.
I really do it all.
Roppongi
Rave till 4 a.m.
line.
Filming the JCP at 10 a.m. I'm him.
It's coming in 3 minutes. 3 stops we ride for, and then we're out in the station that we're supposed to meet up with the boys at. They're probably watching.
Wait, so who are these people?
They're academics out here.
Sick. I dropped out of college, so...
It's all good. Yeah, I got motion like that. It's not a big deal.
Very cinematic ass shot here.
They aren't expecting us until 11, but we can chat before that outside of police camera reach. Yeah, that's the other thing I was gonna.
Sorry, unrelated. Did you confirm 8 p.m. with Tahoe?
I asked her. Let's see if she responded.
Because otherwise I might jump. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, she threw a thumbs up. Yeah, 8 p.m.
Ugh, was it like a passive aggressive thumbs up? Like, why do you guys keep
No.
changing the schedule on us? She hates us.
No.
God damn it! You're making us look like idiots.
She loved me.
Yes.
I don't know if it's me, dog. I'm not the one that's falling apart here. Do you want coffee right now?
No, we're gonna go get JCP coffee.
Is there a bathroom in here?
You have like 60 seconds to use it if there is.
I want to rip a piss, but I'll hold it in.
Take the JCP piss.
I don't know if I can hold it in until JCP.
So cute.
No, wait, watch out. Chibi, watch out.
Yeah, that
No.
actually stopped me.
They're gonna love your eyebrows, people.
Cinema.
Chibi-chan.
Cinema.
USA needs platform gates. Oh, to stop people from being pushed in through the tracks. That would cost money, so we're not gonna do that.
Oh, Susan.
Someone had warmed it up for me. You rush in asking for the bathroom, they'll know you aren't intentionally late. Oh, that's very good. Dude, someone wants to sit there. Oh. Gotcha.
They do this for you.
Warm seat, nasty. Marsh doing a little polite voice. Oh my god. Japan has perfected the art of bad politics conservatives with trains running on time. Yeah. This is a Sugoi moment. It is a Sugoi moment.
You just gave me directions to the train station.
Yeah.
Oh, that's where we're going.
Yeah.
That's our ETA.
Yeah. Okay. While you're doing that podcast, I might keep streaming. Who knows? All right.
And do what? Without me. Well, I'm gonna use Finn, so good luck.
You are?
Yeah.
Is Will stream? Will's not gonna stream today?
No, man. We're just enjoying our final few days in Japan. Well, your final few days in Japan. I'll be here for 9 more days.
You and I are here. You and I are still here for long.
I'll never be free. never be free.
Romeo.
Hi, Romeo.
Nice to meet you in person, brother. How you doing?
Are you cool to be on camera?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Hi, Romeo.
This is Romeo. You're working on the JCP.
Yeah, well, a little bit actually, just a chapter in my dissertation because I heard you on a podcast saying my whole dissertation is about the JCP. That's
My
not
bad.
quite right.
That's what.
But yeah,
okay.
that's
Get mad at
Jeff's
Jeff.
fault. Yeah, that's
Get mad at
Jeff's
Jeff. That's how he presented it.
Jeff is right out there already,
Yeah.
I think.
So what is your dissertation about?
It's about the opposition in general in Japan and kind of like what do you do with an opposition that never wins.
That's really interesting because that's what I directly want to ask them.
Oh yeah,
So I guess
You're
you're
gonna
a
have
perfect person to talk to about this as well. I was very excited to talk to you about this as well. But I'm obviously, look, I'm a leftist.
Yeah. Oh, I thought this wall would be
That's
shorter.
crazy.
I thought this wall would be shorter. I'm
That's
sorry.
crazy, March. You know, being a socialist of any variety, or anti-capitalist of any variety, or even a social democrat in America is quite difficult. There's not really a lot of political representation.
No, you got the Democrat Party and that's it, right?
Yeah,
That's it.
and they are notoriously anti even social democrats.
Although I was listening to a couple of things, because I only knew you from that like Aaron Bastani interview.
Oh yeah,
Hey
okay.
guys.
Oh, there's
hey.
Jeff.
Hey, what's
Nice to
happening?
meet ya.
Nice to meet you.
Hello.
Romeo.
Hey.
Hi, March.
Much pleasure to meet you.
Marsh. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
No, what was I saying? I
Aaron
only knew you
Bastani.
from the Aaron Bastani interview. I had to go back and look at a bunch of stuff. And one of the things I found interesting was just that the kind of the Pod Save America crowd, the kind of Kamala Harris people, they all want 1 million of you,
Yeah.
except
But not with the politics.
but not with the politics.
Because they're so far removed. I think in America we're so far removed, both historically, from any sort of like materialist perspective, but also like the understanding that politics is about distribution of
Yeah.
resources, that like they think everything revolves around optics. So they see a guy like myself and they go, oh, he has a way of appealing to America's like male youth in a way that like we've completely lost. What's that about? Not realizing that, sure, aesthetics do play a role in this, but a big part of, I think, my popularity comes from the reality that it's not exactly a perspective that is widely shared in mainstream resources or in, you know, regular American political consciousness in general, despite the fact that I think many people, including the Pod Save America audience, is super receptive to the things I talk about. They've just never encountered it, unless it's like through a totally reactionary and incredibly anti-capitalist sensibility.
Right.
Like it's always seen from a negative framework.
Anyway.
So I think that's what it is.
Are we late? We're late, aren't we?
No, well, we're fine. We're
We'll-
fine. We're
we'll
fine.
be
They're not
fine.
that strict
Yeah.
about this.
It's surprising.
Let's walk that way, right?
Lead the way.
It's been a while, actually. How are you?
Pretty good. By the way, I'm Jeffrey. Hey, everybody. Hi, Chad. Romeo here used to be my student. Now he is about to get a PhD. So,
We hope.
Nice.
yeah. So if any of you are studying abroad in Tokyo in the near future, you might be able to take a class that Romeo or I teach about Japanese politics.
Nice.
Right?
Are you plugging us?
Yes.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
am.
Wait, that's cool though.
Yeah. So,
Any questions, by the way, ahead of?
what are some basic do's and don'ts?
Okay.
Because we're
'Cause I was
unfamiliar.
Because I can imagine after the American election, right? Like, what's on your mind is probably economic populism for the left, right? If
Well-
you're gonna ask them I'm just saying,
Uh-huh.
the term populism is still a bad word here.
Okay.
So,
yeah,
like-
no, that makes sense.
So, I don't think so. If you like ask a question about like what do you think about about populism, you're gonna see it as kind of the right wing or like the kind of like fake news reactionary or kind of like conspiracy theory left wing kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so that's one thing I had on my mind. Other than that, they're pretty chill, honestly. Once you have like an in,
Yeah.
they're quite chill. They're pretty normal people, honestly.
This is sick, dude. Little train crossing action. How dope.
They're very tame.
No, I understand that. I know a little bit about their background, a little bit about their history. Classic sectarian infighting, like inside of the party.
Yeah,
been a while.
all those people who did all the terrorism and stuff, they don't count them as real communists.
In
so-
55.
Yeah.
Yeah. They,
Yeah.
yes, they are revisionists. They're ultimately reformist revisionists. Understandably. Yeah, I don't think you can operate electorally in a country that America wrote the Constitution of if you weren't.
Sure. Although one of the things they want to protect the most is that Constitution
Yeah.
right now.
They love the Constitution.
Yeah.
That's again fascinating, and I want to hear more about.
Yeah. The other thing is that, like,
Because they're also anti-occupation, right?
of course, yeah, they were. But in the beginning, they thought that the occupation was going to be a liberating force. So first, they were very pro-occupation. MacArthur did release them from jail. But MacArthur was the general who was in charge.
Oh no,
right? Yeah, sorry. I'm just saying for the listeners.
Oh no, you're right. My bad. Go ahead. Yeah.
The guy who was in charge of the occupation.
Yeah.
They weren't the Allies, they were the Americans ultimately. And so in the beginning they thought they would liberate us, and maybe they might even get rid of the emperor, right? Because they're American. They're not for this whole monarch thing.
That was
And so
seemingly the bridge that the Americans wouldn't cross in terms of why they, at least in America, the way it's thought is that's the reason why we had to drop the atom bombs.
Yeah, I mean it's also Douglas MacArthur. You would know this better, but it's MacArthur's own idea, right?
Yeah, MacArthur thought it would be so cool to have the emperor
basically.
as like his little buddy supporting him and take photos with him and be the shogun, basically. You know, like the show.
He's the last samurai.
The emperor appoints the shogun to rule Japan, and that's what MacArthur wanted to be.
So you're
and he wanted to run
so
for
you're
president.
saying MacArthur? Oh yeah. Oh, I know.
It's
So
right
you're
here.
saying that MacArthur is the OG weeb? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
He actually
here
got
it is.
contempt for their culture. Yeah, but here's a big copy of their newspaper, the red flag on the wall here. Of course, green-haired communists.
I think that might just be the prince.
But yeah, their newspaper is very famous for
Are these the
exposing
famous
scandals.
party members, or are they just?
Well, I mean that's Ichiro right there. I think they cover general news, and then they also have like right here. Here's a poster with the Secretary General speaking.
Yeah.
It's I think Romeo went in to check on his dude, but it says we want to hear your voice about political problems. But their newspaper is amazing at uncovering scandals from the conservative government because they don't have any sponsors. Only their members pay for the paper, so they don't need to worry about pissing off any kind of powerful person. They can just go and investigate and unveil like all kinds of corruption and stuff. And that's probably the biggest thing that the Communist Party does in Japan. In elections, they don't do so great. And Romeo will explain, but the Communist Party will give you a good account of, the positives from their view today, I'm sure.
Hey, if you're a political party, you spin it the way it works for you, right? And it's not that they're lying or anything. It's just, you got to be protective of your identity.
They might be lying.
history.
I don't know.
Something.
I'm not a
maybe.
communist, chat, so I'm not gonna simp for them. But
I'm not simping. I'm just saying, being the oldest political party in Japan, historically kind of repressed by the government.
Yeah.
You're going to be protective about certain things.
Yeah.
You're going to spin things in a certain way, like anyone else, right?
So how much would you say this is a correct assessment? After initial electoral success in the aftermath of the World War II government, that's when the political repression came, and that might have even been a part of the American forces and their attitude, not really appreciating that there was a popular sentiment of any kind of socialist politics happening in a country that they had that they saw as a tremendous strategic importance.
Oh, you know more about the Red Purge.
Oh well, I mean the Congress was under the Republicans at the time, and Truman was president, so they were really angry that our tax money was being spent to prop up Reds in Japan. So they wanted the government in Japan, the occupation government, to crack down on them.
Yeah.
Romeo, is everything okay?
Yeah, I'm just looking
For the guy? Okay. But yeah, they wanted
Is that
to...
a cop just circulating?
It could be.
Saw him twice. Nice.
Yeah, they show up around here, but they're just taking your photos. Although you shouldn't wear such a flashy shirt, man. You're on their list now.
Wait, no, wait, don't say that.
Wait, what? What do you?
What's the, no, wait, am I actually?
Terror list. No, I'm just joking.
Oh Jesus! Don't joke to him like. Don't joke with him like that. He loves Japan. He wants to come back.
You better get on the next flight out of here. No more 9 days, okay? But anyway, so the U.S. occupation authorities wanted to reduce the influence of communism as much as possible because the Cold War was beginning. So the Americans would do things like deny paper rations to the communist newspapers. They would deny the right of certain communists to run for office. But this was also at a time when the communists were resisting violently through protest to the Americans, and their labor unions would sometimes have violent clashes with police. So the Americans were trying to be like, everybody can have a labor union, but then, oh, whoops, there's communist unions now. Let's crack down on that. And so
it is illegal still to this day in the United States of America for out and about communist to head a labor union. So
yeah, and I think pretty much all of the unions in Japan today are no longer communist. They would be pressured into firing their leaders, and the Communist Party leadership, some of them had to flee the country because they were just banned from running. The Americans could arbitrarily decide who could get to run and who not. Eventually, though, after they gave up on violence,
Don't give a lecture. Let's walk it down.
Well,
I mean, I'm
Romeo, we're
fascinated.
waiting
No,
for you.
please. This is fascinating.
After they gave up on violence in the 1950s, they sort of started making a comeback electorally. Oh, here's some nice posters. No expansion of military spending or raising taxes.
Yeah.
Use diplomacy of like speaking to other countries, not pressuring them, and then protect peace. This one is saying like you don't want the prices going up or the sales tax going up. They have the best graphic designers, the communists.
Very cute.
That's not surprising.
Yeah.
Very anti-tax. There's like a big
That's interesting. So they're
against sales tax, which is a regressive tax.
That's true.
Yeah.
There's no, but the thing is that there's just no talk about taxing the rich. That's just not in the conversation.
That would be populism. What did you say?
Jeff likes memorabilia. Here's all the stuff you can buy.
Oh, I love memorabilia as well.
You can buy like creepy dolls. You can buy the little creepy dolls. And you can buy a model of the headquarter. Is that a pencil sharpener? It might be. I'm not sure. I don't think so.
Oh, do you have like a stamp book? You can do a stamp book.
I do not have a stamp book.
Damn.
It's a
You could have got the party headquarters stamp.
And about like 2013, they started doing these kind of like social media mascots.
Yeah, I'm familiar with their anime and show opening. Yes. I've played it quite a bit. It's awesome.
Only in M and L.
Yeah. We met before.
Hello. Hasan.
Hi. This is my producer, March.
Oh, hello. I'm Minoru Tagawa.
Much pleasure.
Of this, I'm working for the International Commission for the party, and we welcome. I welcome you all here.
This is Jeff, by the way, who I talked
Hello,
to.
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
He
you.
managed to get here. Is that okay? To come along?
You are
The professor.
Yeah.
From the university.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, so let's proceed. Maybe you want to look around in the building, or okay, okay, then.
Paperwork is everything.
Oh,
Yeah.
communist badges.
Thank you.
And we're writing down your.
My name is.
Yeah. And,
Where do I write my name? Right here?
yeah.
Name?
And organization. Wow. I don't know.
I don't have one. I'm just gonna write Twitch. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Twitch. Is that your official designation?
Well, I mean,
How many people are watching right now?
31,000.
Wow, that's amazing.
By the way, I'm looking
Oh yeah, there it is. He's got it too. Show it. Show to the camera.
Oh wow.
Yeah, this is. I got this. A fan came up to me on the streets, and this is, I guess, what they're giving out for charity out here to fundraise.
I see.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that.
Oh, I bought this one in the Palestine restaurant in
Yeah.
Tokyo.
Yeah. No, I got this in Tokyo as well.
Oh,
Yeah. Someone gave it to me. Yeah. Someone bought it and gave it to me.
good.
Yeah.
This is a meeting room.
So this floor is for,
Look at the flag.
well, mainly
Oh, is there a view of the flag?
yeah.
Oh, nice.
Red flag. Yeah. Actually, all tourists, or I mean those tourists coming, you're dropping this, building. They, when they find, that
They take photos?
Yeah, photos, or especially the left-wing people, well, get excited, red flag in the Tokyo Center building,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So what's the creed we signify on the flag?
A fan gave it to us.
Grading? Oh, it's of course color is red. It's maybe the international common color, but it's progress and the militant character of our party organization, and well, we have some symbols. Yes.
Yeah. What are the symbols?
Symbols. This is of course rice, and this is the
Cog.
Cog. So this is the union of the peasants and workers, traditionally. And those four flags are. Well, I don't know. I don't remember the sequences, but the independence, democracy, and the international solidarity, and also a strong party organization. So we call the four flags of the party. Yeah. And this is a brief explanation of the history of the building, central building. And as you know, our party was outlawed existence before the war, 80 years ago. But after the war, after the defeat of the imperial system regime, we started openly active in the society, and one of the supporters gave us this building. This was the kind of vocational school, and combined with some factories, and this was the beginning of our building. Before that, we did not have any permanent office because we were chased by the regime or police, and smashed by. So it's the new beginning after the war, and so gradually we managed to rebuild, and those pictures are the pictures of my age. I mean, I joined the party during my student times, and at that time this kind of looks like a little bit complicated, and plus, and after the great earthquake in the western part of Japan, 1995, we analyzed this building, and we were told that or you are in danger when that kind of magnitude will occur. So we decided to rebuild the new building. But in order to do that, we have to collect. I mean, we need money, huge money. We call the supporters and members donate for the, we build the new one, and we did not borrow any 1 cent, nothing from the banks, because if we borrow, we have to pay back with loan,
and interest,
it's really ridiculous.
So, in terms of active membership, I've read that it's some people have said it's around 500,000, but some estimates put it around 250,000.
250 around.
Okay, 250,000.
Yeah.
Okay, and
It was like 10 years ago.
yeah,
More maybe, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
okay. So that's actually kind of what I want to talk to you about as well. Is there what do you think is the reason for membership halving over the course of the past 2 decades?
We have somehow managed to maintain the overall membership numbers, but our weakest point is the ages.
The 80s.
It's like the upside down pyramid. The main strata of the members are over 60s, 60s, 70s, or like 70s, 80s are the baby boomers, or those many students or young people joined the party during the 1960s or 1970s. Those are the main strata. So we have to expand the young or those people in the 30s or 40s. So we are now gradually regain the membership in that ages, but still we are struggling to increase those numbers in that ages.
In terms of Japanese politics, what are what does youth politics look like in Japan? Is there any sort of resurgence in left-wing mobilization in Japan, or if there is one even, what is it structured around? Is it more decentralized, or is it through party membership?
Well, I might say we see these last several years, especially after the pandemic, we see the new trend of activism among the youth and students. Especially students are struggling to earn money for their high tuition fees.
That's what I wanted to ask about as well. Like, what are some of the most common issues that the youth of Japan are facing right now?
For students, number one is the high tuition fees, and we do not have enough scholarship system, and so students usually earn money by the part-time jobs, or of course parents support them. So it's a huge burden for students and parents. And but after the outbreak of the pandemic, they lost the place of work, in the pubs or the shops, they are virtually closed, and they face the stop of revenue for the daily lives, not only for the tuition fees. So at that time, our Democratic Youth League of Japan, it is known formally before the war. It's a Communist Youth League of Japan. That Democratic Youth League started to special food bank for students. They collect those, foods or other, goods from our supporters or people, then distribute to the students in front of the universities or colleges. And then they had new contacts and some of the students got interested in that activities and the existence of that, youth organization. And then also at that time, people, not only students, but started to think something wrong, in this society, especially pandemic. So we attract those students to come to the, meetings and maybe seminar.
But it must be hard to get like students to then join the party, right?
Well,
just because I'm thinking,
yeah.
People don't like. I mean, it's just like nowadays, people don't like to join political parties, regardless of like the political
allegiances, sympathies.
Just like,
well, in one aspect, it is true. Not only the political parties, but the in some organizations, and also.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Japan is the society of maybe strong conformism, and well, conformism is a neutral word, but it is virtually a pressure from the government or mass medias. But on the other hand, kids, youngsters, do not have, enough image or do not have bad images of the Communist Party.
right.
They do not nothing virtually.
Yes.
So no image whatsoever. No good, no bad.
The funny thing is, according to research, if you poll maybe until like maybe starting like 10 years ago, if you poll young children, 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds about what do you think the Communist Party is about, they say they're conservative. Right.
That is, I have heard that from Westerners as well.
Yeah.
That the Japanese Communist Party is somewhat conservative. But is that conservative in terms of social?
No, it's the imagery. It's really the imagery, the idea of the Communist Party being old and being around for a long time, being protective of like the Constitution, kind of has given some younger voters the idea that it's conservative. That this is what it means to be conservative.
Right.
So, is there another place that we can? Are we gonna continue? By the way, because we can keep doing that, and I'll keep asking questions.
Yeah.
So I've seen that as well. What are some of the defining characteristics of the modern Japanese Communist Party? Like, what would you say your ideology, your leanings are? And your advocacy.
Okay. Of course, we are the Japanese Communist Party. We are struggling for the new future. But at this moment, our main focus is the revolution of democratic one and for the real independence. That is the independence from the U.S.-Japan military alliances.
Yeah.
That is number one. And second one is the free from big corporation first politics. So these two major problems are the tasks we have to tackle. And abandon the U.S.-Japan military alliance is understandable, maybe. We have the many U.S. military bases, not only in rural areas, but in central Japan too, in Tokyo.
We were right near one the other day when we went to that to the Kendo Bushido place.
Yeah.
Bushido, right? Is it?
Yeah.
Well, we have the air base and the naval base over there, and
apparently they cause a lot of problems.
True.
They get drunk, they fight, sexual assaults, rapes, car crashes.
Right.
The American government recently extracted a American service member who fell asleep at the wheel in Okinawa, if I'm not mistaken,
Right,
and
right,
drove
right,
over
right.
a Japanese family.
Yeah.
Japanese government apprehended him, prosecuted him criminally. He was in jail, and then the American government forced the Japanese government's hand to free him essentially and bring him back to the United States of America.
That's right. That's the always, you know, it's a business as usual. You
Yeah.
know?
So that kind of stuff, does that not instill some kind of anger in
Of course,
Japanese
of course.
in the Japanese population in general?
In general, but the
But there's no expression of it.
There's an expression, but especially in Okinawa prefecture, that region, there the it's a kind of continuation of the colonial rule by the military. So their anger not only against the U.S. military bases, but at the same time, I think the biggest anger is against the Japanese government. You know, they are too much subordinate to the U.S. You know, those systems.
Mm-hmm.
So we are talking to people about that kind of unfair relationship between the two countries, and we have to get out of that regime to change the more equal status and get rid of all bases. But at the same time, the hard thing is that people are afraid of China or Russia,
Right.
And argument is that we have to have some kind of
Protection.
or so-called deterrence.
Yeah.
I think Ukraine really had a big effect on young people's ideas of what security is like. I mean, we teach a lot of young people, right, and we get a lot of like opinion essays, and it's definitely the feeling, at least from my end.
Since Ukraine war happened, it's everybody talks about the fear of like other countries' militaries and their homeworks and stuff. It's skyrocketed.
So the Japanese government also too, make the military budget, by each day.
Oh, yeah.
It's really massive build-up. So
It's accelerated from what I understand. It was discussed with Xi Jinping as well in America when he visited in San Francisco.
Yeah.
One of the big points of contention there was the missile systems in Japan and the escalation of the Japanese self-defense.
Right.
And it seems as though the industrial output is moving in that direction as well, specifically to be used, I guess, as a bulwark against China. You can choose not to answer this, but what is the overall public sentiment against China in Japan and the Chinese government, and also what is the party's attitude towards that as well?
Well, the sentiment of the Japanese public is mainly really bad.
Okay.
Image is bad.
Even with all the tourism?
Especially with all the
Especially with all the tourism.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Well, not especially, but
The media makes it. The media has a spin on it. Yeah.
But mainly the actions or coercive actions, near the islands of Japan in the southern part, or the oppression of democracy or human rights issues in Hong Kong or Xinjiang Uyghur. So it is really understandable, those images, and we too publicly criticize the Chinese government and China's party. It is not they too support for the human rights, international convention, but what they are doing is totally different. And
America does too.
Too. So I mean, so our party stand against the military blocs of the U.S., but also we stand against the China's those behaviors.
Universal pacifism.
universal, and also it is the spirit of independence, and also the spirit of the true commitment to the communism, because the communism itself is ideology for the freedom, liberation from the oppression or other exploitations. But what the China's party is doing is totally different from their theory. As the China says, the socialism of the Chinese characteristic. It's a strange word, but so that's our critical point toward the China. Also, we stood firmly against the Soviet invasions, against the Czechoslovakia or Afghanistan or other things. But so we are keen to that bad things. But at the same time, we are the neighbors, with China. So we have to solve everything, all problems, through the dialogue or negotiations, not the military to military confrontation. It is the way to, maybe ultimately it is a way to war, It's really ridiculous.
Yeah. What if China reinstated the Comintern?
Oh. What do you mean by that?
I'm saying, who knows?
Hypothetically. The Comintern? Okay, yeah.
Actually, last year I was invited to Beijing for the international conference on the theme of the world socialism. Well, quite a few overseas participants praised the achievement of the China or Chinese Chinese socialism. I didn't say nothing about that. I just,
Come on, I mean, high-speed rail is pretty good. You guys have it too.
Yeah.
Well, so China do not want make new Comintern. They publicly say that, but virtually they, of course, want to expand their influence. Well, but our party is, I mean, we do not support the new Comintern. Now, each party have its own right, and they are all, independent. And the most the important thing is that the ideologically we are not same. We have many different perspectives. As I said, about the human rights or democracy, we do not have the common grounds. Maybe some, but they call themselves as Communist Party, but I don't know it's real communism or not. But they are the ruling party of China.
Yeah.
And we are the party now in the opposition, but we are aiming for going the new government, making new government. So we have to cope with the China or Russia or of course even the North Korea. So that's our point. The one thing, well, in the world, we have to do at most diplomatically. That's the point.
Okay.
And it's also, I add that it is the point of our constitution. Japanese constitution denounced the war, like a war, and we officially do not have military, but now we have. So as constitution, in accordance with the constitution, we have to pursue the diplomatic way to solve the problems.
What do you think about Donald Trump?
Oh, super.
Oh, super.
Super. I don't know.
What's the overall attitude about Donald Trump in Japan, in your estimation?
I don't know for sure, but at least our party on the inauguration day published the statement, which, well, enough critical to Mr. Trump because of his, expanding territories or the withdrawal from the WHO or Paris Agreement. It's really, it's ridiculous.
Not good.
Not good, and also a kind of the way of the isolation of the country, I think, and mainstream of the world is more, quite different from that, and cooperation or that kind of thing. So Mr. Trump's action or remarks are really big concern for us too. And and people in Japan.
He used to love Shinzo Abe too. He's a big fan.
And that's the problem. Mr. Abe is the number one enemy of us.
Was the number one enemy.
Yeah. We disclosed his big scandal, money scandal, and
that's what I've heard. You guys do a lot of investigative journalism.
Oh yeah, well, I will show you the.
Let's go over there.
Next building is our.
Chat says go sit down.
Yeah, chat says go sit down.
Yeah, we can sit down.
We
can.
This is the printing building.
That one right there?
Yeah, right one.
Oh, the printing. Oh, nice.
That's 9 floors building, and
Can we talk to a journalist that wouldn't mind?
No problem.
If they speak English?
Some.
That'd be
or
great.
A few.
That'd be great. That'd be fantastic. I would love to hear, and also hopefully someone a little bit younger too. No, I mean you're great. You're great.
No.
But I want to hear different perspectives as well, if possible.
I know.
黒田さんは
黒田さんは今日はね、早稲田じゃない。いや、呼んでないよ、今日は。
俺ちょっと来ていいよって言ったんですけど。
あ、そう。
でも来なかった。
あ、そう。
大丈夫だよ。
What?
Sorry, I invited a friend to come, who's an organizer here, but she was somewhat non-committal, and I don't think she showed up.
Oh.
So yeah, I was just checking if he heard anything.
Before we move to the you'd like to go out on the on the top of the garden?
Sure.
I would love to see the garden. It's like one of the.
Wow. Oh yeah. Watch your step. Smells like soy sauce up here. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Smells great.
There's a canteen on the 4th floor. So,
okay.
And so you can sit here. And,
Okay.
And also, this is the place where we time to time take photo of the candidate for the election.
Okay.
So, like this.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And there's more garden back there?
Yeah. So this is the, first one and second. I don't know, maybe this is first or second, but anyway. This is kind of bridge.
Yeah.
Another beautiful flag shot.
Lovely. I'll take a picture.
Please.
Yeah.
Look, it's the winter, man.
What's
it's
the
winter.
international?
That's why all
Can you sing the
leaves
international?
Yeah, it's winter.
I'm sure it's beautiful in the spring too.
I don't know the lyrics actually. It's too difficult. This is nice.
If it's clear, we can the Mount Fuji.
Oh, you can normally see Mount Fuji when it's clear.
A little overcast today, though.
Yeah, right here is a photo if you want to show it.
Oh. Is that your yogi park? Okay. So when you were at your yogi park with those dancers or whatever,
Yeah. No, we didn't.
Okay.
That's the NHK building.
Yeah. What do you think about those guys? What do we think about NHK?
Well, the news broadcasting on the 7 o'clock or 9 o'clock, it's a kind of, not so good. I
A
must
little bit of
say.
propaganda?
Well, time to time, I feel some kind of propaganda of the government. But the documentary films or those investigative programs are really, good.
Yes, documentaries are great. They're very progressive, actually, in a sense, right?
About the war. and
About the
things
war,
like
yeah.
And they are now, I think, preparing for some kind of investigative or documentary film about the SNS, social media bad guys,
Oh, okay.
who are criticizing minorities, including the foreign residents here.
Huh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, there's a lot of internet racists out there.
So,
Oh, yeah.
And you just had it with Koike Akira and Kira Toshiko, a video about her being harassed online.
Oh,
I mean, it was yesterday, right?
Yeah, it was yesterday.
Right.
Like it's a big topic right now. And there's even a documentary that came out in America just now about Ito Shiori, who was raped or sexually harassed, sexually assaulted by Abe's biographer, and it's not being released here, but is being released. The documentary is being released in America.
It's been nominated for awards.
It's
right?
been nominated for awards, and she also won. I mean, it's not social media, but it's the same claim being made of like hibochushu and so on.
The defamation.
The defamation laws and so on. She got attacked by the assaulter as well, with defamation lawsuits and all of that. And yeah, it's a big topic right now.
So our party is now considered as a defender for those minorities, including transgender people, and of course the female activists, support our party. That's a good trend.
Are trans issues a big part of Japanese politics? Are trans issues a big part of Japanese politics?
Well, not like in your country, but go back. Well, becoming bigger, I think.
Do you feel like American politics influences Japanese politics as well? Not in terms of, like, obviously American foreign policy has a major role in Japanese politics in general, but would you say that even domestic politics in America, things that we talk about like in terms of social issues, end up becoming a public conversation here in Japan as well?
Yes, I think it's good.
Uh-oh. We're locked out. We're stuck on the Japanese Communist Party's roof.
We get an American helicopter to come and say,
Yeah, we're going to spend the next 6 hours on its roof.
Oh,
okay.
the DEI do this?
Yeah, they need some white people here.
By the way, these are the posters for the.
These are great.
Yeah.
These are great.
Yeah, this is
So,
about
is there still a big
protecting
focus
our
on trade unionism within the party as well, or has because of the previous political repression, would you say that the unions are no longer affiliated with any political party?
Oh, no. I mean, we put big emphasis on the trade union movement and also those movement for the agriculture workers. Though I think in this price hike, high price society, trade union has a big role, and they are preparing for the so-called spring struggle in Japan. Usually,
There's going to be general action?
Yeah, general action, and in spring, trade unions in Japan, they together put the demands to
the government?
Not government, to the corporation companies. And so we have two major national trade unions. One is the really big, but kind of cope with the capitalists. Lingo. And they are very their chairwoman is really communist, but
it's not shocking. It's how it is in America too. Well, it's changing a little bit now.
And but the other one, called Zenro-ren, is 1/10 in size, smaller than the major one.
And how big are these unions that we're talking about, like numbers wise? How many? If you know off the top of your head.
Well, he will.
No, I don't. It's actually quite complicated, right? Because there's so many different unions, and they sometimes kind of break off and so on, right? But
let's say 10 million and maybe several millions, like that, comparing. And but the thing is that the smaller one, national one, is really militant, and they are preparing for the strikes and gaining their membership in especially in the teachers union. And they have they contacted with the Sinn Féin.
Sinn Féin.
Sinn Féin last year.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and
I love Sinn Féin. He's incredible.
Right.
Wait.
Sinn Féin mentioned.
Yeah. And
Sinn Féin.
Sinn Féin.
どっち?
Wait, are you talking about Sinn Féin, the American labor union leader, or are you talking about Sinn Féin, the Irish? Okay. No, I got it right.
Sinn Féin.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, sorry.
I heard Sinn Féin. It was
not the Irish. Not the Irish.
Yeah.
But that wouldn't be that crazy, I don't think.
And anyway, 1 year ago, he sent the really good militant message to our trade union. And
it says here that labor union participation in Japan is at 16.3% as of 2023.
Yeah. And I checked, Zenro-ren is 1.2 million. Zenro-ren.
And the total union membership is at 10 million, 10.2 million. So it's very low.
Yes,
in terms of, I mean, but it's expected.
Yes.
American influence, I would say, probably plays a role in that.
Well, maybe, but not only the American influence, but overall, but the neoliberalism.
Yeah, American-backed corporate neoliberal attitudes.
But we are now gaining kind of momentum to push back, and especially. As I said, among students or the young workers also too. So, and party itself, convey our activity to consult, receive any, things people are having troubles.
But this is very practical in nature. It's about.
So if you have any something wrong or difficulties, come to us.
In your livelihood.
Yeah.
Kurashi,
And also, so
this is a little guy, I guess.
Yeah. This is campaign poster 4 years ago, and actually this poster was made by one of the supporters who is not the member of the party.
Can I ask, why is it, I always wonder this, why is it a gerbera? Gerberaって言うんだろうね. Why is it not a rose, is what I always wonder. Because it's the Communist Party, right? It's not a rose.
I don't know.
I always expect to see, if there's a flower, I would expect a rose, not gerbera.
Maybe because he was a supporter, maybe?
I think
and
that's
not a party member?
Well, at least it is red.
It is red, yes.
Yeah, close enough.
Well, Yeah, so actually, this is the room for those people who are involved in the or who are in charge of trade unions and other people's movement in peace or you know, those kinds of he's former Youth League chairman.
I don't speak German. Is that what you said?
No, chairman.
Oh, chairman.
Chairman of the Youth League.
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
Oh, here's an English poster.
I've never seen that.
Give flowers to the guns. Give back to Article 9. Our no war constitution. Wings of Article 9 fly over the world. Article 9 Association of Nakano.
Yeah, Nakano is from near from here.
I think I was there. I think I'm right. I think I'm hidden here. Yeah. I think that's me. これ森さんじゃない？
あ、そうかも。This is the 5th anniversary of JCP supporters.
Romeo just added himself.
Well, I'm in the videos.
By the way, what time do you have to leave here?
Oh, I can stay for as long as you're willing to have us.
Okay.
You're joining now.
Yeah.
Then I go a little bit long way. This is the room, one of the rooms for leadership. This room is for the head of the secretariat. This is the place room for secretariat of the party.
Oh.
To support the izakayas during COVID that were being shut down, they wanted to give more support to the mom and pop izakayas that needed some help. These are for like child meals.
Hi, just one.
Should we?
Maybe we're gonna need to Piker-san.
No, no camera.
We're checking.
He is the vice chair, one of the vice chairs of the party, and he is in charge of the SNS activities of the party. He's really one of the key persons. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, I'm Romeo. Nice to meet you. Also, former of the chairperson of the Democratic Youth League of the party.
Nice. Cool. Okay, so your vice chairman is younger.
Of course.
Yeah.
He's a person of future.
Yeah. No, that's great to see. I asked him as well, but what's the? I was trying to figure out like, what are some of the prevailing issues that Japanese people are facing, and how is the party choosing to address them?
あ、大丈夫ですか？
ごめんね。一瞬。ごめん、忙しいよ。
そう。
ワンミニットね。何が一番の問題
Is
です
it
か？
okay to film him?
OK。
問題
っていうのは、その日本の中で一番の問題は何でしょうかと、人々が困っていることは何でしょうか。
まあ物価高。やっぱり暮らしが本当に大変なってると。
Inflation. Inflation is a big thing, and rising prices in general is what people are really feeling right now.
で、今500万人の要求を聞くアンケートをプロジェクトを新たに開始して、やっぱりそういう暮らしの現状をつかんで共産党としての活動をバージョンアップさせていくっていうために 頑張っています。
500万円?
500.
So 5 million, trying to get a sense, trying now to do a survey about 5 million people to young people, specifically 若者に向けて?
いや、全部で。
全部 5 million, just in general, trying to get a survey going of 5 million people to see what is actually now, how people are, feeling with the current economy and so on. Because just to like add on to it, I think it's also all relatively new, I suppose. So there's still a lot of research to be done to like understand what's happening.
ありがとうございます。
Yeah, he's quite busy right now, he said, so he has to go.
Thank you. Well,
Is the diving session? No, it's not. Yeah.
You need tea or water?
tea or water?
It's okay. I mean, do you guys want it?
No.
Oh, there's a.
No, I just.
Oh, wow.
So,
That's nice.
so actually, I prepared for this room for the today, but
Okay.
it's not so. For today, I mean,
You can
maybe we can go straight forward to the next building. So.
Yeah, if you want to stay here and ask a few more questions, or
What do you think?
Maybe first.
Let's go the other way.
Yeah.
okay.
Check it out. What is this? Old?
大鳥ですね。
Doesn't look like it. No, it's hard. Yeah, calligraphy. I'm not good at.
Ooh, big plate.
Yeah.
Ah.
Oh.
Wait a minute.
Because you have some relationships with Vietnam.
That's actually great question.
No, Japanese art.
It's Japanese. Okay. What's the relationship with other existing communist parties like in Vietnam, for example?
We have normal relationship, or maybe closest tie is the Vietnamese party, and the second one is the in Asia, we have CPIM of India, Communist Party of India, Nepal, and Sri Lanka, and in Europe we have many ties with the French Communist Party or Party of Mélenchon, and the Linke in Germany, and the Workers' Party in Belgium,
That's mine.
or Syriza in Greece. What those left parties
Yeah.
we have contact?
What about in America?
In America, we have all kind of relationship with the Communist Party of USA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and more well, we have some kind of ties. I mean, the individual ties with the DSA.
Oh, the DSA. Nice.
Yeah, I mean, not official relationship, but the time to time members of the DSA come to our office here. Actually, by the way, this is the library for the party. So we have to, need those, documents to prepare for
Meeting notes?
Yeah, for dietary question, debate or the, anything. So actually, we have more books or materials downstairs. So. The students like Romeo-san, time to time come to this place to, see some documents.
How do I do that?
そういうものがなんか研究のテーマであればね。そう。わかります。
It says if it probably has a specific KenQ or
If I have a
research
reason.
topic.
If I have a reason to, yeah.
they'll let it.
Not just out of interest to find something.
Yeah. Not just stick around for the CIA.
Oh God. Yeah, I don't think the State Department is all too worried about JCP activities.
No, I'm not.
No. Especially not right now. They're too worried about creating reasonable grounds to invade, maybe not Denmark, but Greenland. Sorry, I meant liberate. I meant liberate Greenland from colonial oppression, of course. That's why we got to go in, find some natives, say that these guys are yearning for freedom.
The Greenland Liberation Movement.
Yeah. That is if the CIA was competent. I feel like it's no longer, it's a mere remnant of its former glory.
Didn't they even want to get rid of the FBI's, like, DC?
Oh, they were talking about, deleting the DC headquarters of the FBI. That's just political posturing.
They're firing a bunch of people who were involved in arresting January 6th people.
Yeah.
So basically all the veteran leaders are losing their
Which,
jobs.
ironically, Trump hired.
Of course,
Like
yeah.
Trump appointed. Trump fired Jim Comey and then appointed the FBI director that oversaw the prosecution of January 6th, the political hostages.
They weren't loyal, yeah.
The political hostages of January 6th.
Yeah, I'm not keeping up right now with politics in America, but yeah, it sounds like
Don't worry, it's
hell.
keeping up
It
with
sounds
you.
like hell.
Okay.
This is the
Akahata is the name of the picture. And Akatsuki is a dawn, the name of the printing office. So
Akatsuki?
Akatsuki.
Oh, like in Naruto.
It's what is it? Twilight? Like setting sun?
No, it's a dawn.
Dawn, it's the opposite.
Sunrise. Yeah.
So probably that the Naruto character probably the
The
same.
building itself is owned by the company.
So now we're in the printing press of the Japanese Communist Party.
Country's government.
Right. The Japanese government is conservative
これ
and
は
they like
最近の紙面ですね。
These are recent ones.
これが日刊毎日出してる新聞で
This
す
is
ね。
today's
で、これが週1回出してる日曜版という週刊誌です。
Sunday edition, weekly one.
週刊誌としては日本で最大の部数を誇っている新聞ですね。それでこの週刊の新聞でもこういう都議会自民党という政党会派がですね、本部だけじゃなくて地方でも裏金を作っていたということをスクープしたりしています。地方でも都議会自民党ですね。
So they've uncovered a scandal with regional branches of the LDP party involved in very shady fundraising practices where they don't report on their amount of money they're making from these parties, and that's what they are reporting on now.
それからこっちは例えば軍事国債といってですね、借金で軍事費を賄おうとしている動きが強まっていると。これは戦後ずっと日本では禁じられてきたことなんですね。それが2年前から勝手にその禁じ手をやるようになって、軍事費に借金を使うということが常態化してきているということを告発しています。
So yeah, the government is starting to, do you say print bonds or
Government bond.
creating bonds to fund military expansion, which is the thing that was kind of against the norm until about 3 years ago, and they're reporting on how it's become increasingly normalized to use shakin to create debt in order to fund this.
それと特徴なのはそういう政治ニュースだけじゃなくてこの暮らしの話とか
It's not just
Yeah, they have all
political.
kinds of news,
It's
recipes.
recipes, food,
それからスポーツ
sports, a lot of sports.
社会ニュースなどですね
society.
普通の他の商業新聞と劣らない紙面構成をやっています。で特にこの囲碁将棋っていう日本の伝統文化ですね。
We cut out for a second, so I just want to restart it. We just restarted it. Sorry. So, chat, I don't know what part you guys missed, but we are now in the offices of the party paper, but it's an actual Akata. It's an actual newspaper in its own right, and they were showing us the many different journalistic awards that they've won. Oh, since the elevator. Oh, damn.
Oh, since the elevator.
Damn, I didn't.
So
I realized it's too late.
I read elevator.
Okay, well, this is the
we'll do
deputy
the
editor-in-chief, and these are the 3 awards that they had shown us. One for
this is
both
for the
of these
recent
are
scoop where the LDP lost a lot of votes. It was a scoop about how the party handles money and how it accounts for money in their books, which showed that they've been kind of like doing some shady practices there. Akahata won an award for this. They won an award in 2020 because of Abe Shinzo's certain scandals related to Abe Shinzo at the time. And then one more regarding the uncovering of the fact that the Japanese government was against the introduction of a
against Obama getting rid of the first strike policy for nuclear weapons. Right. They were actually behind the scenes saying, actually, Obama, we like first strike to protect Japan, so keep those nukes. And the JCP through this newspaper uncovered that.
And they received, so these are mainstream, national award.
Yeah. The Journalism Council of Japan.
Yeah, and so it's the point was more that Akahata is not just about a party, a newspaper. It is very much a journalistic newspaper. Sorry.
No, this is yesterday's foreign news section, and the top news is from Washington. We have correspondent in Washington, Beijing, Berlin, and Cairo, and also Hanoi in Vietnam. Five correspondents. And top news yesterday was the appeal from the AFGE, Public Servants Trade Union of the United States, appealed opposed the Trump's. Trump want to slash the federal workers. So this is that kind of that news from Washington.
Yeah. I see.
Yeah.
Wow. Amazing.
He's the former chief of Washington Bureau of Akahata.
じゃあ向こうも紹介しようか。
ちょっと上がってじゃあ外信行ってあとで日曜版に行こうかなと。じゃあ
ちょっとその4階の整理のとこだけ紹介しようか。新聞制作システムだから。こちらがニュース部門で政治部、それから社会部が席があります。
Politics and society sections.
でこっちでまだ記者もあんまり来てませんけど、こちらの方が紙面を作る整理部といってですね、要するにレイアウト。
Layout is usually here.
やるわけですね。で一つ一つのパソコン画面にで全部紙面を作っていきます。
Doing everything.
Yeah, all the layout of the
page. Doing everything on the
page. 僕遅くから来て夜遅くまでやる仕事なのでまた来ています。
Yeah, so they're up very, very late working on it, so that's why they're not here right now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
はい。じゃああとは外信の方で。じゃあよろしくお願いします。どうも。ありがとうございます。
By the way, you can subscribe from the United States too.
I can subscribe.
はい、YouTuber が、はい、ここが Foreign News Section.
Oh, okay.
He's あれ島田さんだよね。He is also former chief of bureau in Washington. Also, he worked in Mexico too.
Oh, nice.
He can
Here you go.
speak 3 languages, I think.
Oh, wow.
Spanish, Italian, and English.
So he can speak 4 languages.
Oh yeah. And he is the chief of the foreign news section, Mr. Sugawara. By the way, we all together studied in the same university in foreign languages, Tokyo.
Okay.
And he is Mr. Ito. He is also former correspondent in India, in New Delhi. And Berlin. Oh yeah.
Oh,
So,
nice.
He's really, great. Yeah. So, で、あとは
It still says it's live.
This is another office for almost no one. This place is for weekly Sunday editions. Editorial.
They do the biggest scoops here.
どうも。
Sunday edition.
あれ、今日はもう皆さん外ですね。
They're out reporting, getting the news.
Yeah,
This place is for the advertisement section. We do not carry the big corporation advertisement, but we have advertisement.
Small business?
Yes, small business and like publishing companies or other companies. So
Do you still? This is the thing I wonder. Do you still do these shogi competitions?
yes.
Yeah. So Akahata used to be pretty famous for doing like Japanese chess competitions. You're still big on that. Yeah.
And some of the former those champions are now really famous. Including Mr. Fuji.
Right. I saw a little statue downstairs, like a little.
Oh, that was him?
Yeah. It's a
little bobblehead.
Yeah.
little bobblehead, little Funko Bob.
Yeah, he was also a champion of those freshman tournament.
Right.
Of our Akahata.
Right.
So yeah, the communists are keeping the tradition of shogi alive in Japan.
And general societal roles,
Oh, there's that guy.
There he is. Yeah.
This is the shogi champion.
Ah,
Sorry. Yeah, there he is.
See, that's the guy who won the Japanese chess tournament.
Nice.
Here's the. I've never heard of it. How you?
Who is this person?
この人、ナオさんは、
NHK drama.
そう。
So you're even report on actresses in NHK dramas.
Of course,
yeah.
This page is a kind of,
Oh, of course.
Entertainment.
Yeah, it's a talent.
yeah, those they are all famous or new. I mean, how to say, more
Mainstream?
Well, they are all.
Are they party
from
members or no?
No.
Just random, regular, famous
Might be,
people?
we don't know.
Oh, they're very secretive about that, I assume.
Oh, you absolutely would not.
Okay.
If you're in public life, you wouldn't. Just in general, you wouldn't say that if you were part of the LDP, even, right? You wouldn't
I
even
think
do that.
Miss Takeshita is kind of supporter
Yes.
for our party, but I don't know Nao-san. But
There are definitely supporters, like vocal supporters regardless. That's definitely a thing that exists.
the thing is that our weekly newspaper does not write the scandals of the actors
Yes.
or actresses. So it's different from
piece.
the
Which is big right now.
Yeah,
It's
so-
weekly.
Was it Fuji TV or?
The Fuji TV thing was, more about this Bunshin.
Yeah, those are private tabloids that really want to get the trashy kind of dirty stories, but also sometimes big scandals like that. But Akahata is more focused on serious political scandals.
and also in terms of the actors, their professional works.
Yeah.
Not their individual
Yes, it is
scandals.
about the. Yeah.
Yeah, not their private lives.
It's a serious newspaper.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, there's a this is postcards which readers from readers. There's
Oh, wow.
there's a
Postcards.
so
Yeah, maybe
Does that
maybe.
even happen in Japan? Is that even a thing?
I don't know.
So those are puzzles, you know. And then you can, of course, you can email your answers, but those.
I'm sure they use fake names.
Yeah. Some
people postcard their answers to puzzles.
Still some.
Wow, that's great.
But
that's gotta be 65 plus.
But
Easy.
these days mainly the email or
There's an email, and a QR code. There's a QR code.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think those are from the elder people.
Yeah.
Hey, it's an aesthetic.
Okay, maybe not 65 plus, maybe 80 plus.
Oh, they draw like paintings on the cards.
Wow.
Oh, very Japanese.
That's very cute.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
I've seen this often actually. They then print some of it.
yeah. From like
I always wonder about those.
This is not just the answers, but they are creative.
Yeah.
It's nice.
It's like when somebody posts fan art of you on Twitter and you retweet it.
Yeah.
Small. Yeah. And it's they all make your head smaller than a pea.
Oh God. Yes.
What is happening there?
It's because I have broad shoulders.
Then
They don't understand.
Downstairs.
They don't understand that in Japan it's seen as a positive to have a small.
I heard about the consultation that you got.
Oh God.
Oh, he shaved his beard shorter this morning though.
Yeah.
He didn't like it.
He was embarrassed.
Well, I went to a Ikeman.
Ikemen.
It's too much.
What was it called? Like Ikemen Kenkyu something. Yeah.
You were becoming a host, or
Yeah. They turned me into a host. Okay, we're gonna F again, chat. But don't worry. Potentially, baby F.
Is this?
It's live.
Okay.
We're back.
Now it's live.
Yeah. We tried to look at the printer presses, but they were underground, so
Yeah.
Sorry, chat.
Yeah, we went
I thought I was wanted to say that.
We went too far underground.
Okay.
Oh, cool. Paper.
So this is those papers. Does not print not only our papers but the public, those leaflets or other things, many things, and it's empty now. But at night there's a lot of trucks or cars to pack the newspapers, then deliver to the local areas.
And do volunteers deliver the newspapers every morning?
Yes, I myself once a week.
Oh, wow.
Oh, really?
The party members deliver the newspaper for free.
Not totally free, but very small amount of kind of allowance.
Okay. So even top committee members.
But those trucks are really
That's crazy.
professional.
Yeah.
We pay those to
People are flirting with me on chat.
Does not have a girlfriend.
You using Twitch as a dating app right now, man? Almost got Austin showed.
Yeah. Damn. You see that? That's a Bakagaijin move right there. He just jumped over the turnstile.
It's Bakagaijin.
Bakagaijin.
Okay. All right. That's definitely.
Yeah, this is some exclusive stuff. Romeo has been researching them, and he's never been inside most of these places.
Only in the kind of like public
visitor
space
area. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, I mean,
Thank you.
I'm very honored that you guys allowed us to see the inner workings of JCP and the newspaper as well.
Oh, no problem. And actually, there's no secrets about us. So
No,
yeah, but still, it's really nice to have you here.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much.
No. And thank you for having us on your program.
Oh, of course.
Actually, that white building. This one, the left one is the part of the printing office, printing company. But the next one, building for publishers affiliated to the party. So there's the editorial offices for the magazine, monthly magazines or other stuff.
Like not even.
Okay, so a bunch of publishing companies around here are affiliated with the party.
Yeah.
Nice.
Are you getting merch?
Oh, there's merch? I would love to get some.
Jeff likes to like merch. He has like the AOC bobbleheads and stuff.
I would love to get some JCB merch. That'd be amazing. Was it a gift shop?
It was like over there. I guess he wants to take a vending machine.
It is closed, but this is the big conference hall.
That's too bad. It's a...
We go.
Oh, that's the other side. That's where we came, the other side.
Yeah.
Just power through, keep going.
I'm trying to have some communist grub.
If only Chad could smell what was in there. If you're gonna do a sit-down thing, I might just prop the kid over and dip out.
Yeah, that's fine.
So like, obviously. So let's see you guys over here.
Okay.
Because of the light.
Right.
Alrighty.
He needs to.
What is the position of authority in a Japanese table?
Any place.
Okay.
Sorry, in
By
Japan.
the way, I will take the tea.
Oh, thank you very much.
Okay. Yeah.
In Japan, there's this thing where if you go, the sitting arrangement is kind of settled, but we're very
By seniority and level of respect. So if you sit at the wrong chair at this table,
be there actually probably.
like people would be really angry. Like older people, they'd be like,
not here.
"Why? Yeah, not here." But
We don't do hierarchy.
But well, there's leaders. There's leaders. There's probably leaders. They would get really angry at you.
Oh, well, I need someone to escort me out.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll ask him. I tried to get in between.
Come back with a tea and then he'll escort you out of the party premises.
He'll take you to the room where they make people
Can we
disappear.
maybe get him to like sit here?
What? Where?
In between you guys.
Oh.
Because the table's just so wide. I mean, I guess I can get a side shot here. Actually, this works. It's fine.
Can you see Hasan from there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Phone. Let's see what's going on.
My host dad was in JCP and was very hierarchical with the underlings of the party, the middle school teacher union.
Romeo's gonna check the chat to see if anybody is complimenting him.
Questioning the ask about the Plaza Accord. Don't ask about the Plaza Accord. Hasan looking like Zelensky's bodyguard.
Oh, I guess so.
Oh, yeah.
The green shirt.
Oh, does he?
But I mean, communists also wear green shirts too. So.
Source their battery too.
March is trapped in Hasan's gulag. It's true. He is. He is trapped in my gulag.
Yeah, elevators are deadly.
Yeah, you guys are so funny, Chad. I was like, hey, serious questions only, and there's a range between Plaza Accord and asking about Shohei Ohtani. You know?
I wonder if Shohei Ohtani would do an interview with them. Maybe not. I don't know.
With the JCP's paper?
Yeah, it depends.
So, March needs to go early.
Okay. Then how long do we have?
No,
we're good. He's just gonna leave, so he needs to be escorted out, possibly.
escort him out, that would be
Yeah.
very appreciated.
Yeah, I'll be good.
It'll be good.
Maybe.
A sip of tea before you go.
Sure.
Yeah.
So much. Some green tea.
Where do I sit? Maybe here?
Oh,
Yeah, right.
where? In there? I mean, that's gonna be like.
It's in camera, right? No.
It's definitely in frame. I've set it up so that it is.
Ask about hostesses.
Yeah.
Posters?
No. No, I have posters. Yeah.
There's a poster over there. I mean,
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, we want to buy merch. We want to get some JCP merch.
So yeah, and also Jeff is a big fan of merchandise, like goods.
Goods, seiji goods.
And you have like these little things out in the entryway. Yeah.
okay. Then,
Later on.
How do I exit?
How about,
Yes.
Oh,
I
yeah.
asked. Also,
how about
sorry.
Japanese manga?
Oh yeah.
sorry,
Oh yes, we want that.
But first, March
maybe March
needs
needs
to
to go.
go.
You guys should chat this. Hold on.
Marks and angles.
Yes, the final page of one of them.
Yeah.
The final one is amazing.
Oh,
I remember
what?
because they become.
Oh, you read
Yeah,
that?
Of course, yes.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Crazy.
Okay, I want all of these, so he's gonna have to
Are they
get new
translated?
ones.
Yeah, I'll get new ones. It's fine.
Translated volumes, Marks and Angles. They made an anime in China.
Yes.
I've seen the Chinese anime of Marks and Angles, but I've never seen the manga before. You watch the anime, then you read the manga. You know what I'm saying? I thought the manga was called Das Kapital, but
No, it's about their friendship and. Where's the final page where they become angels?
wait, is this
They become angels.
Yeah,
is
it's
this
Suleo.
technically Boirovu?
No,
It
it's
might
not,
be.
It's not.
No.
But March, he needs to go as soon as possible. So sorry.
Okay. Then I will take him.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Okay,
We will wait here.
Nice to meet you.
Yes.
Bye. I swear to God, one of these had them like ascending to heaven as angels.
BL baby.
Communist heaven.
That's the question I had.
Wait, what is this? What is this annotation?
Where?
Why is this like?
Oh, that's just a little like bookmark
thing?
that comes with things.
No,
Comes
it's
with
a
every
book.
book.
Yeah.
Comes with every book. Yeah, it's like advertisement and stuff.
Carl, are you still awake? Hi, Dad. Wow.
Wait, I need to find this page where they become angels. Maybe it's
Are
like.
you sure it's not printed like backwards, Japanese style, so that the end is on that side? Or no, actually, it is. It is swapped for English readers. Yeah.
It's swapped.
No, it's backwards.
No, it's backwards. It's
Yeah,
backwards.
it's
Oh,
like
okay.
normal.
You're just so used to it. you forgot.
English speaking manga is also backwards.
It is now,
How
right?
do you-
Oh, yeah, I guess
Yeah.
so. Back in the day.
How do you live in Japan and not know this?
I don't read English manga, dude.
Do you read manga?
Yeah.
Yeah, on the internet. So.
I was about to say, there's no way you don't. There's no way you're not a weeb. I mean, you
Oh,
live
he's
here.
written academic articles about
a weebery,
manga and
I
anime.
teach Japanese popular culture chat if you're studying abroad.
plug.
Mm-hmm. Slots are probably already full anyway, though. But yeah, of course I'm a weeb.
He's the biggest weeb.
He didn't
honestly.
say, I don't read manga. I'm an adult. Dude, what are you talking about? He lives in Japan.
I'm following like 6 shows this season.
What are you watching?
Yeah.
It's a prerequisite to live in Japan to be a
let's
weeb.
see, what am I watching? Orb is very good.
I heard. I'm
Yes.
gonna start it. I was just on Trash Taste. Do you know Trash Taste?
Yes, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Everybody knows.
No, I
Trash
don't.
Taste. Everybody knows it. Come on,
Okay,
man.
I know it. Sorry.
Not everybody knows it, it's
I
fine.
told you this, but the sequel, the new manga that the Orb guy made is about Pizzagate.
Is it really?
Yeah, it starts with Pizzagate. Like the first scene of that
He
manga
goes
is
into
Pizzagate.
Comet Pizza
and kills everybody.
No, but that's not what.
Yeah, but it's dramatized.
By the way, Chad, have you tried Comet Pizza? It's great pizza.
He's
the
actually
ping pong
been-
is very good as well. Wink, wink. No, just kidding.
Oh my god. Someone must have gotten that.
Yeah.
Mark.
No, but it is a legit normal pizza restaurant that is a victim of crazy people. Yeah, what else am I watching this season? All the popular ones, I guess. But it's back to politics talk now.
I'll find them.
No, we can talk about anime and manga as well.
Yeah, but
Let's check. Let's check.
our
Should we show chat
yes.
here? Chat. Reading for fun in English. Manga Marx and Engels comes with a Japanese text. It's recommended for learning everyday conversation in English.
Is this sold?
What kind of everyday
outside of Japan?
conversation? I wonder.
What? You don't have dialectical materialism in your normal?
Only in Japan, but of course
Nowadays
you
they
can
do,
buy
yeah.
it
So
through
here
Amazon
is-
or something like that.
Okay.
And actually,
close do I have
I
to go?
strongly
fine.
recommend the publishers and the authors to make the digital version of the
Yeah.
these books.
So right now it's only available in print in
Yeah.
Japan through Amazon Japan
yeah.
or bookstores. Okay.
Actually, the author is our members.
Okay.
She is veteran trade unionist, and she teaches. She taught for long in elementary school, and now I think she's already nearly 80. And but she watched the movie of Marx and Engels several years ago. She decided to make manga, and young cartoonist Kusumi
Very cute.
Marukawa.
Kasumi Marukawa, yes.
She is the daughter of our local assembly members. I don't know if she's a member of the party or not, but she's she knows a lot about our party.
Importance.
And
I guess.
actually, this is one of the first long serial manga, and you can see that her development of the
Yes.
drawing.
Yeah, it's very cool. I've never seen these. I've only seen another version of the manifesto, but it's only small, not like detailed like this.
I've seen this. I just didn't know they had it in English. It's crazy. Damn it! We really have no money.
He's
Pay
getting,
us right now.
he's getting the call. Shut it down. I know too much. No.
It's over.
You shouldn't show them the manga.
It's over. It's cool. A duel. Did Marx ever have a duel?
He did in this comic.
You gotta have a little bit of violence in it, You gotta put a little bit of action in there.
Yeah, they have to have the training arc or the school tournament.
They have a the training arc. School tournaments. There's a lot of I can't pay my rent.
Oh, I can't pay my rent. Yeah, that's what they're saying. Poor rentoids.
Maybe they got rid of the ascension.
How is the chat reacting to these comics?
They just keep asking me about
The plaza?
they're
Let's
well, they're asking me questions that I don't know if I should ask.
Okay, yeah. Let me check. Let's see what the chat says.
So when did these comics get released? What year? Recently?
Recently, I mean several years ago, but the last one,
5 or so, I
the
think.
fourth volume is the last year, I think.
Last year is
Last
the
year,
fourth volume.
yeah.
Okay.
So this is the last one, I think.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she asked us to maybe, but she asked us to sell, in front of the building. maybe like time to time come to our office and are there any souvenirs or like that.
Right.
So,
Well, I'm sure that if you sold those at the front office, people who watch this stream when they visit Japan,
Oh yeah,
they would.
a lot of people will come and buy these if they
Yeah.
ever visited Japan.
Like, how many people are watching right now?
We effed, so
Yeah.
we dropped, but now it's at 23,000.
It started at
Yeah.
Sanmain and now it's,
Yeah, 23,000 people are watching about this. So some of them will visit Japan and maybe.
Oh, for sure.
you mean 300,000?
No.
2,300 人. So,
Wow.
yeah.
20,000.
It's like a TV show.
23,000.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool. Really.
round up to 24,000. Okay,
Uh-huh.
whatever. Yeah, they all want to buy.
Yeah. So if you had a way to sell this,
Okay,
they would.
I will tell the publishers
Yeah.
send big packages to the Los Angeles. Or,
Yeah. But it's an international audience.
Oh yeah, true.
It's not just LA, but okay. So back to politics. Is there, like, how difficult is taking legislative action in the modern diet?
Of course, the biggest faction is the ruling party, LDP and Kome party. But as you know, after the last general election, we might say, new phase of the Japanese politics began, because for the first time, the ruling parties lost their majorities in the Diet, in the lower houses. 20 years ago, they lost majority in the upper house, but as you know, lower house is stronger than the upper house, and so they have now difficulties to get enough votes to get the legislations, especially the budget, get through. So we accomplished that kind of result last fall, partly or mainly because of our Akahata's scoop. It's a really big scoop to smash the LDP candidates. But unfortunately, we lost 2 seats in the diet. Those big news did not automatically come to our support. So that's the problem for us to get. We obtain more power to get the votes from the population, but still, it is really interesting moment in the Japanese politics. So we are really kind of optimistic.
How does LDP maintain its popularity overall? Because it feels like it's almost I don't know if this is inappropriate for me to say, but an extension of American imperialism. Its continuous reign over Japanese politics, especially given its connections, I feel like, in its inception to people who are aligned with the Allied forces, American forces in particular.
Well, that's correct. And the influence of the United States is not only the militarily, but the economically or politically or ideologically. So they have still, money or those, power over the mass media. So, but still, they have to get votes in order to, enough seats. So they have difficulties now, and the source of their power is the first of money from the big companies, and also that is number one, and they have supporters in the major organizations in local areas too. But the new thing is that people gradually understand that those structure money by policies and those monies are donated by those supporters, but they realize the LDP itself made slush fund out of those donations, and ordinary LDP supporters got really furious. So that was the main reason the LDP lost the majority last year. And the second thing is the militarily. As I said before, people are afraid of the influence, the military kind of threat or concern from China or Russia or North Korea. So ruling parties or mass media take that issues maximally to persuade people to vote for ADP, unless you will be in trouble or in danger, that kind of thing.
Yeah, the LDP will protect the country, is what they say.
Right. So the task for our party is, of course, number one is to criticize those policies and disclose those hidden atrocity or crimes in like the U.S. Marines soldiers in Okinawa or other places, or disclose those ecological degradations around the military bases. But also we have to put alternatives of diplomatic solutions to make peace around our country. That is the way. That is the thing I a little bit explained. We have to cope with the China, even Russia, to solve the problems, the territorial issues, and of course the ecological issues, or of course economic issues. That is not the military, issues. So actually, there's a big contradiction inside the LDP policies, because they want, or LDP and big corporations want good relations with China because of their, they depend on them, But at the same time, under the pressure of the United States and big corporations who manufacture their weapons, they at the same time, continues the military buildup. So that's a big contradiction. So if you want the normal relationship and the normal economic ties with other countries around the Asia, then stop those military buildup, Then put more emphasis on the diplomatic activities. And that's our main alternatives. And more specifically, Japan should cope more with ASEAN, Southeast Asian countries. They are more independent organization, cope with not only China or Russia, but also with the United States. They have, all around diplomacy. So that's our kind of alternative policies.
What does political participation and political engagement look like for the younger populations in Japan? Is there compulsory voting here? I don't know. No,
it's very low right now.
Oh, the voter participation rate is low?
52%.
Well, overall, a little bit over 50% in the last election. 56. Well, less than 60%, I think. Yeah. But also, but we see young people, not, mass media says that these days students are more conservatives and they vote for the LDP like that. But it's not the reality. And quite a few young people vote the opposition parties, especially last election. And part of that, them voted for us. And as I said, our structure is like this, and we have, unfortunately, party members among students or youth under 30s, maybe less than 10,000 less than.
Oh, okay.
So it's really, compared to the 20 or 30 years ago, it's really, very small.
What about the LDP?
But still, those teenagers or 20s voted for us. Even we do not have enough members in that strata.
Right.
That is because they directly find the policies of our party, and also become like our candidates or MPs, young MPs who speak straight against the fascism, or so-called fascism, or military buildup, or gender equalities, or of course the strong opposition to the tuition fee hike, that kind of things. So our task is to reach those students and young guys who are not familiar with us, but at the same time they voted for us. If we success to reach those people, we will double or triple our membership in that area. That's our strategy, and that's why we are conducting now those big survey companies campaign, enquete, to hear their worries or demands directly, or have dialogue with on the street, or in the campuses or workplaces. And that's our tactics now.
What are some of the other big opposition parties? Which ones are they?
Constitutional Democratic Party is the main opposition party, and also the National People's Democratic Party.
The Democratic Party for the People. It's a strange, strange name, but Democratic Party for the People.
Are these also leftist parties, or no?
No.
Are they also are most parties neoliberal in their
Well,
alignment?
part of, and but Constitutional Democratic Party has some elements to wish to cope with us.
Yes.
In order to win in the this electoral district. And 10 years ago, Mr. Abe started to new militarism, and the main thing is that he wanted, or their fellows now want to self-defense forces of Japan to go abroad and fight with the United States armies. Of course, it's totally, illegal from the point of view of the Constitution. That's why even the conservative people stood up to, against those changes. And in that kind of mass movement, we had a new relationship with the other opposition parties. That's
then you could work together for a while.
Yeah.
But it's been more difficult in the last couple of years, I think, right? Since Abe is
and those main opposition parties did not ask the slash the military budget. Our party is the only party in the Diet now to demand decrease those military budget.
Can I ask, what about Reiwa Shinzengumi? Because I saw some people in chat asking about Reiwa, because it's getting a little bit more and more.
It's another left-wing party.
Yeah, newly born, like the Syriza or Podemos, maybe like that. But they do not want to cope with our party. Actually, I must say their tactics is to steal our votes, from the left wing to their party. But of course, as long as they want to cope with other parties to stood against the ruling, then it's okay. But I don't know. It's up to them. And
What's their alignment look like?
they do not want any alignment.
Mm-hmm.
They want we are the strongest, like that,
Mm-hmm.
And
But what are they for politically? I mean, it's not actually about them, but
actually, politically, of course, they say, well, nice things, slash the consumption tax, and
which is the same for JCB, right?
Raise the subsidies or like this, but they do not have the appropriate budget strategy.
Right. The difference is that there's no policy behind it, I guess.
What they are saying is to issue more bonds.
Right.
Like that.
Yeah, that was the thing.
Free money.
MMT. Yeah.
That's right.
They're MMTists. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we are the party to demand to taxation over the big corporations like Toyota or other companies.
Mm-hmm.
They have, made huge profits, out of the exploitation of temp workers,
Mm-hmm. So on that note, actually, is there, in America, there is a popular appetite for that kind of sentiment, to say, I'm anti-corporation. As a matter of fact, even the right wing has adopted the aesthetics of this sort of policy making, even though obviously they have no interest in doing so. The Democratic Party also makes inferences towards that, but they also don't really do much in terms of taxation either. But given that both parties are pushing for it in terms of marketing, to me that shows that there is a general appetite for it amongst the voting public. Is that a similar thing in Japan as well? Do people view big corporations in a somewhat negative way, or do they see big corporations in a positive way, as not exploiters, but instead playing a formative role in Japanese prosperity?
Well, the answer is that about. I mean, I think Japanese people now thinks corporation is, well, after all, it's their source of revenue, or they think themselves as a part of the company, and the presidents of companies usually say that the company is like family,
Of course. We say that too, yeah.
Yeah. So that influence is really, big. But so in order to, we have to take account that kind of feeling, sentiment. So our policy is not we do not say the big company is our enemy. We do not say things like that. But this is the rational policies to remake our Japan, restart our, good way of life or economy as a whole. Those are unfairness. Too much accumulation, and those people who are struggling the high prices or other things, it's not normal. Not normal for not only for ordinary people but also for the whole economy. So we propose to redistribute those wealth through the taxation and make money, go around to boost the whole economy. After all, our economy continues to go down for 30 years, So that is because of those profit first economy, big corporation first economy. So we have to change radically that. but we say we use radical, but it is also a rational way. And so in order to get votes from not only the left-leaning people, but also the good conservative people, that's our strategy. Yeah.
Another question I have that seemingly a lot of politicians try to address is the declining birth rates in Japan. It seems like it's a big problem for especially politicians that choose to address it. Does the JCP or any party, as a matter of fact, see that as a direct consequence of work culture and workplace conditions, not having enough free time and the like, or even having even socializing in almost entirely a workplace setting? Is that a line that anybody in the general public sees, or is that totally removed from the equation? Because I've seen, dare I say, comical approaches to what to do in terms of addressing the declining birth rates. Like, so I think there was a politician that wanted to, what was it, make women not go to school after a certain age?
You're talking about the
Japan Conservative Party, maybe said something like that.
Yeah, but
he was just talking.
Sorry, yeah, the Hyakuta Yeah, but he's just talking
crazy.
He's talking out of his ass. He's a person. He's like how would you call this? Like a right-wing radio TV host almost, right? Like he's just saying
does
things.
Long YouTube live streams where he just talks random stuff.
He's your other.
There's many people like me in America too that do that on the right.
But now he's the leader of the party with 3 seats now.
Yes.
And it's bad. That guy is a
well, anyway,
best-selling author, by the way.
So the answer is from us is raise the salaries at the same time slash the working hours. That's the answer. In order to do that, the companies needs money, and big corporation has they have enough. But the problem is the medium and small businesses. So get those internal revenues, profits from the big companies to the government, and through government to subsidize those, help the small and medium companies. Then they can give more good salaries for the workers, and maybe also slash the working hours. That's the thing. The birth rate itself is really a big problem, but but marrying and make children is totally individual, rights, So it's really kind of upsetting for us to that politicians talking about the birth rate as a kind of national strategy or like that. It's totally a kind of interference in the individual things, matters. So what the politics should do is to, make more good conditions for all young people to have more free time and more budget for the education, or of course daily lives and like that.
Yeah. There's also another question here as well, of course, which is immigration. I would say that the primary reason that America has not fallen victim to the same birth rate decline is because of virtually unlimited immigration. This is an issue for many European developed nations as well. It's practically a universal issue for all developed nations. And it seems as though one of the easiest ways to combat that is to open up immigration. But I feel as though Japan is not very open to that sort of thing.
On the surface, it is so, but in reality, we have many immigrants or immigrant workers here, as you see.
Yeah, at the convenience.
Yeah, convenience stores or in the pubs or like that. In the nursing care.
It's already a reality, essentially. Yeah.
So our policy is to guarantee the equal condition, working condition for those immigrant workers. They are not called as a worker. They are maybe trainees or or students. There's that kind of system.
Yeah, there's big abuse there, right? There's a lot of exploitation, which then also depresses wages for the existing national labor force as well.
Yes, yeah.
Because then companies will always use temporary workers as a substitute.
Yeah, that's right. So we have to guarantee the rights of not only young people of Japan, I mean Japanese people, but those people from overseas. In that way, we can get more good conditions for all people. If you make those minorities and bad things for them, then it will pull all conditions down, as Marx said,
Yeah.
So we have to help them, not only because it is necessary, but it is necessary for all of us,
Yeah, I mean, we have a similar problem in America, obviously, as well. Okay, do you guys have any other questions?
Do you have any?
Well,
no.
What's the chat asking?
What is the chat? Well, the chat asking a lot of things. I don't think we can get through all of this. It's a bit much.
Ask about homelessness. Oh yeah, what's the
That's a good question.
Homelessness is not very visible in Japan.
Yeah.
As opposed to places like where I'm from in Los Angeles, it's very visible. Is the invisibility, because I know the problem exists in Japan as well, but is the invisibility that because of police enforcement, or is it more so a cultural thing? And also, what are ways in which the Japanese government tries to deal with this issue?
Well, mix of those, I think, but maybe mainly they evict those homeless people before the Tokyo Olympics or other big events from the center of in Shinjuku or in these areas. There are a lot of homeless. Oh, actually, we see the homeless people, just under
At the park?
Usually under bridges here.
Under the bridge and the highway.
Yeah.
Well, 1 minute walk.
You will see more here around this area for sure than in a lot of other areas. Sometimes in some of the parks.
And
as
also,
well.
they go to the maybe under the bridge, as you said, and or on the riverside, because it is controlled by the government, not the municipal offices. So you can get hide in the prosecution.
And also before Shibuya, Miyashita Park was redeveloped recently.
Yeah.
And before that, it was full of homeless people, and some of them tried to actually stop the redevelopment because they had nowhere else to go, and this was a relatively safe, public, open area to be in, right? But they redeveloped it, and now it's just full of izakayas.
Well, so
is there an interest in homelessness is born out of obviously the housing market, primarily. I'm not familiar with the Japanese housing structure, so I don't know what the housing market looks like in Japan. But I mean, there's a lot of readily available units, it seems. Having said that, I don't know if there's any public housing or any sort of initiative to do such a thing either.
Well, main problem in the housing field is the government decrease those public housing.
Oh, so there is public housing.
Yeah, there is, but much smaller, fewer than before, and they were privatized, as other countries.
Classic.
Yeah, and so it is a source of the capitalistic exploitation, and in central Tokyo now it's virtually impossible for young people to live on. So we demand Tokyo government to build more public housing because they have money, big money. Tokyo government has, like Sweden,
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the main issue in the upcoming Tokyo Metropolitan Assembly election.
Which will be in June?
June,
Mm-hmm.
yes. And we are the number one in the opposition parties in Tokyo. And actually, by the way, we are in the ruling coalition in Iwate. It's a northern part of the Japan. Iwate Prefecture, also in the Okinawa Prefecture.
Yeah. Yes. At the local level in Japan, there are some prefectures or states where the state majority government includes the Communist Party as a member.
I checked also. The Communist Party now has about 2,000 lawmakers in regional.
Yes.
Assemblies.
Mm-hmm. So we put emphasis on those housing, as you said, and actually it's really weird. I think more than 10 million houses empty.
Yeah, but that's rural parts of Japan, right?
Not only rural.
Oh, in Tokyo as well?
In Tokyo too.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes a huge money to demolish those, houses. Yeah. So after the owner dies, no one takes care.
Okay.
And
is there any plan to repurpose the houses that were owned formerly by people, or?
Yes, there's government now trying to make new systems, but not. It's kind of difficult because of the right issues, But anyway, what I want to say is that if you take much use of those, empty houses or apartments, then there's no problem for young people to get houses, but still the construction companies continue to build new ones because that's the way to get money. That's their business, and that's the according to the major policies of the ruling parties. So we have to change all those structures, put more money for the public sectors.
Okay.
And gradually in Okinawa or Iwate or other those parts where our influence is bigger than others, the local governments begin more like subsidies for the young people for housing, and of course more subsidies for the young families.
Yeah. But even that still doesn't address the main problem, which is if there's available units and they're not being purposed, then that could normalize the housing market. Is it expensive? Is the housing market in Japan costly for Japanese nationals?
Yeah, especially in the.
As an American,
cities.
I look at the numbers, or I look at everything in Japan, and it's like affordable.
Well, our salaries are much lower than American salaries. So
because of the rate is lower for Japanese yen. 10 years ago, it's upside down, So that's why people are frustrated or getting frustrated because our country is down, going down, like that.
And if it's, for example, if you were a part-time worker in Tokyo, in central Tokyo, you wouldn't be able to afford to live in central Tokyo. You'd have to live an hour and a half or an hour away in a cheap like area, and then come into the city every day to work a low-paying job. So they wouldn't be able to afford housing in this area at all. Period.
So Japanese Communist Party now try to organize those temp workers not only for our parties, but help them to become members of the trade unions. And also,
is there resistance to that from trade unions? Is there any like xenophobic attitude towards migrant workers? If you don't mind me asking.
Well, it depends on the trade unions, but not so, because without the temp workers or those migrant workers, they cannot continue. But still, of course, there's a discrimination and xenophobic attitude towards them, especially from the owners of the companies, So,
but one of the problems is there's too much work in Japan and not enough workers. So there's less opportunity to kind of like needs to become xenophobic. Like you don't need to find a scapegoat necessarily in immigration as readily.
So that's actually an interesting point that you brought up, because from what I understand, at least everything that I read about it, is that there is a feeling of hopelessness among the Japanese youth in terms of job attainment, even though it seems like the job market you're saying is it favors workers, and yet it doesn't translate to higher wages.
Yes.
So how does that dynamic exist this way here? Like what are some of the setbacks? What are some of the ways in which the government is, I assume, keeping maintaining wage prices as low as possible? Is it just simply free market, or
talking about wages? We demand radical increase of minimum wages. And minimum wages system in Japan now is, well, it depends on each prefecture, and Tokyo is the highest.
And what is it in Tokyo?
I think almost 1,500 already an hour. I think
1,500 yen an hour.
An hour.
So that's $9.66 an hour.
Crazy.
Yeah.
But
and that's high for Japan.
Yeah. So we demand at least 22,000. And but the thing is that in Iwate or other, I mentioned the Iwate prefecture. It is one of the lowest prefecture, less than 1,000. Yeah.
Yeah, it's around 1,000 most places. Right?
Yeah. And so we propose government to subsidize those medium and small companies to make more good salaries. And we have to change the system that we have to make the minimum wages, common minimum wages around Japan. It's now different, from prefecture to prefectures. And actually, even around Tokyo, workers commute from their homes to Tokyo because wages are better.
Yeah.
Just 30 minutes or so, they can go in and get into the Tokyo, and actually then like Chiba, neighboring prefecture.
Right. That's where I live.
They have hard time to get enough workforces, because young people like the nurses or teachers go to Tokyo, commute, like that. So we have to make the minimum wages straight, common, same, level, and of course radically increase the amount.
What about the rural countryside? From what I understand, there's a lot of areas that are now completely desolate almost, where there used to be villages, some semblance of commerce, and now it's almost entirely gone. Is there any development projects to rebuild some of these villages and maybe move populations back, or?
Unfortunately, virtually no. Well, very little. That is because the government do not have clear target of the food efficiency. You know, agricultural sector have really having hard time, and our food sufficiency rate is below 40%. It's really lowest in the, you know, advanced economies. You know, even in the island country, Britain has more than 60 or so, but Japan is, you know, lower than the 40. And
what are the why is that the reason? Is it because of agricultural work not being subsidized as much, or is it environmental?
That is one thing.
Or is it environmental factors as well?
Well, of course, environmental factors that affect these years, but main thing is that the ruling parties will gradually slash the subsidies. Well, compared to the 30 or 40 years ago, it's really totally different issues. And instead, they opened the market in the rice field. You know, that's the last part of the agricultural sector. They export rice from the U.S. or other parts of the world. The rice is the main, you know, products of this country, but it's really ridiculous. It's the another example of subordination.
Maybe with the Trump tariffs, if they do tariffs on Japan, then Japan can fight back and then rebuild its own rice fields.
Yeah. That's
JD Pondan, chat.
So rice or other products we import from, well, mainly from the United States or China or Australia or other things, parts of. Well, so that's why rural areas are now having really hard time. If the basic industry, that is agriculture sector, is, well, keep going, then people stay there. But there's no few workplaces there compared to before. That's why people come to, you know, cities like Tokyo or Osaka.
Yeah, which then contributes to the housing market becoming less sustainable, less affordable, and it creates a whole litany of different problems.
And the developers or company, financial companies get more, you know, get money out of that phenomenon. You know.
Yeah. Okay, I have one last question.
Okay.
By the way, thank you so much for having us here. This has been incredible. So, one of the things that I have observed, at least, coming out here and visiting, you can correct me if I'm wrong on this, is that a lot of aspects of the Japanese economy are very private. I mean, they're privatized almost entirely, and this has led to, at least from a foreigner's perspective, some confusion. Like public transit, for example, is owned by however many companies, right? So you have different railway networks, but they're interwoven with one another in spectacular fashion, and it does still seemingly work.
And it's cheap.
Yeah, and it's relatively cheap. So I guess this is less about JCP and more about Japan in general. But I have thought that maybe it has something to do with Japan's sometimes insulated culture and collectivist sentiment, regardless of its hyper-capitalist markets. What do you think keeps these networks working? Because similar structures in the Western world oftentimes fall apart. As a matter of fact, privatization in the UK with Thatcherite neoliberal privatization initiatives completely destroyed the public transit structure that they had. In the United States of America, we don't even have public transit. Where I'm from in Los Angeles, we do not have a robust public transit network at all. Car companies very famously came in, bought out all of the carts that used to exist in an effort to completely abolish it. Our infrastructure is entirely car reliant, for example. So, how does Japanese society still function despite being somewhat of a dystopian capitalist society?
Well, mainly I think it owes to the kind of professionalism or kind of those efficiency oriented, workforces, working people. So we have big respect for them too. But as you know, in 1980s, only 40 years ago, during the Reagan and Thatcher era, Japan also privatized the main railroad companies and the other sectors, and that affects a lot these days too. Well, you said that the still functioning, it's okay and
relatively affordable.
It must be, but affordable,
Especially
maybe
from
for you,
Yes.
for foreigners, because the exchange rate is down for the Japan, and it's good for the Toyota or other companies to export. They can more money, but that shows the declining of the economic power of the Japan, and so.
At the same time, it's not. I mean, for me, it's a lot. My expectations are also just that it would be more expensive. Just even in Belgium, where I'm from, it's not this cheap, right? And I only get paid in yen, right? So, but yeah, I do understand it's very.
But
not
still,
everybody can
but
afford
still,
it the
it's
same
not
way.
so cheap for us because
of course.
if you're in Belgium
Yeah.
or in Paris or other capital, the price of the electric cars or tram or buses are maybe the same, or in some parts. But in Tokyo, there's a different, prices, according to the kilometers or so.
And a temporary worker might not receive train fees from their employer. So
in Belgium you would get some benefits if you're under a certain kind of income.
Prices, traffic prices now at this moment is not so affordable. It's a kind of source of the dissatisfaction of the people. Actually,
so the 80s and that neoliberal attitude definitely, you're saying, contributed to, at least in comparison to what it used to look like, a decline in the affordability, at least, of public transit. But it at least still works.
It works. But I want to say that. Well, it looks like so. It is functioning around here. But you cannot find those things in rural areas or other parts of Japan. Already collapsing. I must say in Hokkaido or even in Hiroshima. I'm come from Hiroshima Prefecture. In the city of Hiroshima City is now a big city, even after the bombing. But in other parts of Hiroshima, already the railways are demolished, and people are saying that without trains or railways, it's kind of our symbol is collapsed.
or even a bus might be, it goes from 5 times a day to just 2 times a day.
and more accidents in the bullet train, Shinkansen trains, more accidents than before. So they do not pay money in the maintenance, but they want to build more, profitable, like the linear Shinkansen.
The maglev train they're building between Tokyo and I guess Nagoya. It's
in the really dangerous construction work. So we oppose to that project, but so you can see the collapse of the or big devastation or result of the neoliberal policies. So that's why people concentrate from the rural areas to Tokyo or Osaka or some few prefectures.
Okay.
So in order to conquer, change the course, we have to get those money from the big companies who profited from the neoliberal policies to other sectors.
Redistributing.
And also, our party is known as a pacifist tendencies, and the one reason because the young people thinks our party as a conservative is we say defend Article 9 of the Constitution, pacifist clause. That sounds kind of conservative to them, but it is.
Why do they consider that to be conservative?
Well, maybe the word defend sounds like that.
You're
maybe.
protecting a thing that already exists, while the other side is saying we need to change this in order to bring Japan forward.
And young people, not only young people, tend to think that something has to be changed.
Yes, there's a feeling of change.
We have to do something to change. And anyway, but we say defend our constitution because it is the way to make peaceful life. At the same time, it is a way to get enough budget from the military spendings. So
I see.
Even the other constitutional Democratic Party or even other progressive Labour Party do not criticize those military buildups. The MPs from the constitutional Democratic Party, they argue that we understand we need some kind of deterrence or kind of military
against China.
They do not say straight because they do not China to be angry,
Yeah.
So we say straightforward. That's the right answer to change the status quo. So maybe, you gave me a question beforehand, and what's the result we made in the dietary section. But as a whole, I think the biggest achievement of our party is we have kept our country out of the war. We kept our government. We kept our government from waging war with the U.S. or waging aggression of war. So I think that's the main achievement. Of course, achievement with the people of Japan, but so we keep going in that direction too.
Okay. This is last question. I promise.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry.
No problem.
You've been incredible. So I have this here, and I wanted to ask you.
Chavez.
So, Che Guevara. It's a popular cigarette.
Not Chavez, it's Che Guevara.
Yeah, not Chavez. Yeah.
Not Chavez, it's Che Guevara.
So, Popular is a popular cigarette brand.
No,
No, it's not.
I saw for the first time.
Oh, really? It's not a popular cigarette brand. Okay, well, I think it's so.
Where did you get that?
Yeah.
Kombini.
Really?
Yeah.
You here?
Yeah.
I think
Here?
I've seen it before. Yeah, in Japan, yeah. You got them.
Yeah. Never seen it either.
I think I've seen it before.
I've
just never
definitely
seen anyone
I've seen it before.
hold them.
That's why I bought it. Because I was like, this is crazy.
Where did you get it?
Family Mart.
I mean, where?
I
Family
don't
Mart.
know.
Family
Shinjuku.
Mart?
Yeah,
Shinjuku?
Shinjuku.
I'm gonna have to check around.
Maybe for the foreign tourists, I think. No?
Maybe, I don't know. But the reason why I ask is, what's the, I've heard, at least one of my favorite Japanese auteurs is a video game producer. I love a lot of Japanese video game producers, but his name is Hideo Kojima.
Kojima Hideo.
He is a big fan of Che Guevara. And a lot of his video games like Metal Gear Solid, they're very anti-militarist, talking about private military contractors, privatization of armies and whatnot. The reason why I asked that is because I wanted to hear what the Japanese society's overall view is of some revolutionary figures like Che Guevara or Fidel Castro or numerous others. Is there a lot of popular sentiment surrounding these figures, or is the attitude against them negative like it is in America? Because in the United States of America, Che Guevara is seen as a very bad guy. Because if you're on the right side of
terrorist.
Yeah, if you're on the right side of history, America, usually will declare you an enemy for the most part. So, is there a popular sentiment surrounding people like this, or no? Or do people just not even know?
I honestly don't know
I
much about it.
think they would probably just say who.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good question about in terms of like martyrs, like.
But in mass media, Che Guevara is not so bad guy.
Yeah, I think even in America, there was a period where, I feel like it's the classic, like, oh, Che Guevara shirt. Like, people used to make a joke about that.
Those
but it
exist
doesn't
in Japan, too. People wear those shirts sometimes.
Yeah, I don't even think it's, like, that big of a thing anymore.
Yeah.
In terms of, like, even, like, socialists wearing
I have
stuff like that.
I have seen people sell this at the JCP Sapota festival.
And I have the T-shirts.
T-shirts, yes.
Che Guevara
the JCP festival. The other thing, maybe like the only thing I can think of that's close to this is like Kobayashi Takiji, right? Who is a famous author who's still venerated in like Japanese canon, but he was one of the founders of the JCP.
And he was tortured to death by the secret police. Yeah.
That's the only thing I can think of, and he is venerated in general as part of the canon of literature, right? So, but that wasn't really a revolution. That was a revolutionary action. I can't think of like a figure in Japanese culture that's kind of like historical, that's accepted in that way, except I don't know. Gundam.
Anyway, Che Guevara is still hero in the in that area. People of that.
Yeah, of course.
In Japan too.
Yeah.
And thank you for telling me.
But do you want it? I don't smoke. Here you go.
No, I don't smoke. Okay, but thank you.
You can give it to someone else.
For memory. Good.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. That's very edifying.
Oh, by the way, as I said, you can buy or subscribe the Akahata, digital one. So
please, if you live in Japan or not, you can like and subscribe the Akahata. Or subscribe to the digital one. I guess.
We are having a hard time to expand our leadership. So if you are interested in the journalism, then
that's how they fund the party is by selling the newspaper.
Yeah.
So.
Oda also likes Che Guevara.
Oda?
Oda. Eiichiro Oda.
The One Piece author.
One Piece no
mangaka.
Also.
Yeah.
Oh, you know a lot.
A little bit.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah,
thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Let me end the stream here as well. Chat. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Thank you so much once again to Jeff, Romeo. Thank you to our gracious host and the Japanese Communist Party for showing us a different side of this trip so far. And I'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. Oh, thank you. Yeah, that'll be it for today. I'm gonna go head back and probably participate in the other streams that are happening today. And yeah, that's it.